Have you ever wondered what you get when you take the bat out of Batman, leave behind a man, put it in front of Shy Tin's NET, make it one word and correct spelling errors? You get Project Wingman. Anniversary Edition? Without further ado, let's jump right into the campaign. So the first thing we learn is that the world was scorched by a cataclysmic event, which released volatile material. And 432 years after this calamity, we play in the role of Hitman 1, codename Monarch, a mercenary fighter pilot trying to make some money. Some cash, some moolah. And we need to familiarize ourselves with the controls of the plane. Yes, I play this game with noise controls because I suck at this game. And I also play on easy because, well... And I immediately notice that whenever I give full thrust, my controller would rumble like a boulder was thrown into a washing machine. So I go into the settings and search for an option to turn this off. But, as it turns out, this game, which released in the glorious year of 2020, which was 6 years ago? God, I'm getting old. Does not have an option to turn rumble off. So, for the entire playthrough, I have to suffer from a magnitude 4 on the Richter scale earthquake locally in my hands. We then destroy some boats, planes and ground defenses, using our 184 missiles. How did they fit that into the Well, I'm not a fighter pilot, maybe that's normal. And finally we destroy the cargo that was there for some reason, and thereby cause a incident. Mission complete. So after the incident, we almost get attacked by Master Goose, who tells us that there's a big war happening between two nations. And us being mercenaries think, that's very profitable, and want to participate in that war. In mission 3, the first thing to do is to take off. And me being full of oxine-causing vatism, what the fuck did I just say? And me being full of autism-causing vaccines, I give full thrust without pulling up to see what happens, and it somehow worked? After destroying some planes and ground defenses, we are introduced to the first boss in the game, which are just tankier planes. After single-handedly defeating all of them, our next objective is to land the plane, which according to Oxford means an instance of coming or bringing something to land either from the air or from water, which to me just means touch the ground. So I do that. Hey, there was no mention of landing safely. After respawning, I noticed the crashed plane and the smoke were still there, which to me means that Monarch canonically died right there. And to not lose morale, because their ace pilot died from landing too quickly, they took a random guy that can land safely and said, yeah, that's Monarch. And no one seems to notice? Am I going insane? Up to this point, I thought this was just a fun plane game and was wondering where the batshit insanity is. You know, aside from the incident. So, mission 6 has us fighting on Mustafa and destroy some facilities? It's also in this mission where we first meet Crimson 1 and his squadron. And immediately we are told that engagement is not advised and we should cross this blue line. So that's what I do. In mission 7 we see the railguns for the first time on some boats. But after seeing them fire, I don't think that's a railgun, that's a rail gun, which stands for Rondang Argia Ifu Livanak, which in English translates to light, 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 light. So, realistically in English, it's called a gun. Mission 9 is entirely ground-based and I hate it. And to make matters worse, it's all spread across the entire map. I hate this mission so much, I just want to... However, all is forgiven because mission 11 is the greatest thing in the entire game. Just look at the sky after only 3 seconds. This mission is everything I wanted out of a fighter plane game. If there's one reason to buy this game, it's this mission. In my opinion at least. This mission really makes you feel like an ace pilot. It's also in this mission where we meet Crimson One again. But this time we can actually fight them and not just engage unadvised. And it seems like the bodies of the pilots of Crimson Squad are enhanced like crazy, because they spam a maneuver where they basically instantly stand still, turn 90 degrees and are instantly back on speed. I don't know what the Federation gave them, but it's too much. After destroying enough of Crimson Squad, Crimson One receives the order to retreat, which he does not like at all, but he complies. I'm sure that's the last we see of him. Mission 12 has us attack an experimental research facility. However, after we destroy most of it, we get confronted with the worst enemy possible, the French. And if that wasn't already bad enough, she is in an experimental plane, and she seems to really like the guns. Because just look at that! Well, I mean, the mission is called Midnight Light, and, well, very fitting name. So after enjoying a ridiculous light show, we finally managed to defeat the French. Mission 14 is, you know, very monochromatic. I'd call it colorful, but it's barely more than one color. You know, very orange. Mission 15 has us attack a major base of the enemies, so this is a big battle. After winning the battle, one of the enemy officers receives a order, which he does not want to carry out for moral reasons. His commander, however, desperately wants to have this order carried out, so he does it himself. So, what is this inhumane order? Remember how in the beginning of the campaign we were told volatile material was created? Yeah, well, they sent a shit ton of rockets full of this volatile material aimed at their own base, like saying, if we can't have it, no one can. We tried to shoot them down, but there are way too many, so most of them reach their target. However, this has also the unfortunate effect of destabilizing the unstable volcano, which causes a chain reaction that activates the entire ring of fire. So to sum things up, this is bad, very bad. They basically destroyed the entire coastline. I think. I'm not too sure. So after this horrible event, we return to our base, and on the way back we notice that lightning is now yellow for some reason. We then try to communicate with our base but receive no response, so we assume they did not make it. We can't be sad for too long though, because we immediately get intercepted by bounty hunters. And as if all that has just happened wasn't bad enough, the French have returned. The return of the French. The revenge of the French. The re-French. That was such a bad joke. I'm sorry for that. Because the leader of these bounty hunters is the same French lady we fought in Mission 12. And as you can clearly see by the lack of being able to see, she still really likes bright weapons. So after enjoying another light show, we take her down again. Hopefully this time for good. After this, we receive a message from our base stating they have survived. Mission 18 has us return to the city of Mission 15. Oh, well, what is left at least. After defeating every low morale soldier that was stationed there, we get intercepted by none other than Crimson One, who wants to take revenge. So, after meeting them for the third time, you know, third time's the charm, it's time to wipe out Crimson Squad for good. Naturally, they are no match for us, so we easily defeat them, which seems to amuse Crimson One, like, by a lot. Mission 20 has us finally attack the enemy's main base. This is it. This is the finale of the game. The final battle. So there's no place for holding back. Therefore, choose the plane I shouldn't have unlocked yet, realize I chose the plane I shouldn't have unlocked yet 5 minutes into the mission, abort the mission, choose a plane I could have unlocked yet and restart the mission. now that I have selected the right plane, the entire game has prepared us for this mission, and it's a lot. We have multiple phases we need to conquer. And remember, no checkpoints. So if we die, we have to repeat the entire mission. After almost being done with the attack, everyone receives the message to cease fire, which causes a lot of confusion. It seems like the world government has come to a decision and has given the order to stop the war, but it seems like these idiots right there didn't get the memo and continue to fire seeking missiles at me. However, aside from those idiots, the enemy surrenders, which for us means it is done. The war is over. We won. We can finally go back home. Why is my radar going crazy? Yep, you guessed it. Somehow Crimson One returned, and he is back for revenge, which he claims by nuking the entire city. But it seems like he isn't at his best anymore. Maybe those 90-degree turns smushed his brain, because, hear me out, the fighter plane pilot fighting against another fighter plane pilot and losing against said fighter plane pilot, making him very upset, forgot his arch nemesis was a fighter plane pilot and nuked the fucking ground. You could make the argument that this should have also destroyed us. However, in earlier missions this already didn't happen, so I'd say it's an in-universe fact that planes are immune against ground explosions. So my point still stands. After he notices we are still alive, he immediately attacks and trash talks us. Or well, he tries to. And he also wants to put the blame of the city's destruction on us. And apparently he learned from the French. Even dead, she's a pain. Because now Crimson One also likes to put up an insane light show, which is even more insane than the French. Somehow. And Crimson One gave up being precise and just hits as much volume as possible. After depleting his boss bar, he gains another boss bar, and so do we. Meanwhile, Crimson One is not accepting that we are still better than him, even though he is in a much stronger plane. And after we defeat Crimson One, again, this time for the final time, it is finally over. This time for real. And while we fly into the sunset, Crimson One gives us his final words. And this is Project Wingman. Hey, thank you so much for watching this. I've been working on this for quite a while now. I think I started working on this like in the beginning of January, and I've put a lot of effort into this video. By far the most effort I've put into any of my videos. To be fair though, there was quite a long time where I haven't worked on this video at all, where I essentially just procrastinated for a very long time because I just didn't want to continue working on this video for some reason. So, I mean, it's not like I've been working since the beginning of January all the time on this video, but I've still put a lot of effort into this video. So thank you very much for watching it. And I really hope you enjoyed this one. I don't really remember even why I wanted to make this video in the first place, or why I thought I wanted to make this kind of video for Project Wingman. But for some reason I wanted to do this, and I did it. I had fun doing it, aside from when I didn't want to work on it. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and maybe we'll meet again someday. Thanks for watching, and bye bye!